All right, here's the musical roadmap video, and this is to be watched as you're completing the handout musical roadmaps. And before you get to this, you may want to, in fact, print off this piece if you have not already. It is possible to do it without printing it off, but I would suggest that this is a really good thing to do because it allows you to see the piece in its entirety. All right, so what do we mean about roadmaps? A roadmap is your sheet music. It tells you how to get from here to here, okay? And just like a road map, I've actually got a map here of Ottawa laid out. Just, I don't know how many people still use old-fashioned maps, but maybe they use their Google Maps mostly, but I think that most people have a sense of there's different pieces of information on this map. Things like, okay, this represents water, this represents a road, this represents a major road. Having an understanding of what's actually in the map will help you to get from one place to the other. So that's the metaphor or simile I'm looking at here is what are some of the things that we need to know about this roadmap to get us successfully from this destination to that destination. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is understanding that this roadmap is divided into sections. Okay, each of these have a little section, and I'll just see that there's a place where I made a mistake on the music for violin 3. So I'll just get you to add this. This is measure 1, 2, 3, 4. This should in fact be a double bar line here. And then I'm just going to write in full caps intro up here. And this is normal. I arranged all this music, so it's just me doing it. I'm not a team of people, so I'm going to make mistakes in the music, and hopefully you can help me to correct them as we go through. Okay, so you've written intro there. You have a double bar line. A double bar line, where they both are of equal thickness, means the end of a section. Okay, so this is the end of the intro section. And then there's a double bar line. That's the end of it. Next section, verse 1. That verse 1 section is 8 measures. How do I know that? Well, there's another double bar line. Okay? What I would suggest that you do is take some time, if your eye is having trouble finding those double bar lines, and go through and circle them all. So here's one. There's one. Okay, there's one. And see if you can find all the double bar lines. Now, if you look at the end, the double bar line is a little bit different. Okay, it's very subtle. Okay, that means it's not obvious. But this double bar line is different. The second one is thicker, and this means it's the end of a piece. The second part of this handout is having you look at the structure of a pop song. Now, the structure of a pop song is actually quite complicated, but because we've heard it so much, we have a pretty common understanding of it. Most of us, by the time we're 14 or 15, have heard hundreds of pop songs, and they all, 95% of the time, follow a similar model: verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. Now, there are variations, subtle variations that artists try out to make it a little bit interesting, but it's typically that same form. In the last few pages, I've included a copy of Pink's lyrics here, and then I've already labeled it for you. So what I'm asking you to do in question 1 is to just write out the different terms here that I've already labeled on the music. So first we start with intro. Okay, what's the next section? It would be verse 1. It's all in full caps, bolded there for you. Okay, once you've written that out here, once you've written it out, I'm going to fire this camera person. Here we go. So once you've written it out here, what I want you to do is compare what Pink has done to the template. Okay, and you'll find there's some variations. The last question I'm asking here for is connecting these these different structures to actual measures here. Okay, so I didn't describe that very well, but I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I know that intro is on the music. This one's an easy one. What measure is that? It's measure 1. Okay, so I'm actually going to put beside the intro here, measure 1. And I'll just put M1. We'll know that M is short for measure. All right, then the next big section, okay, verse 1. Where does verse 1 start in your music? Boom, it starts at, and there's the measure number right there, it starts at measure 5. So this is measure 5. So I would put, hopefully you're not getting dizzy as I scroll around here, I would put measure 5 right there, okay? And I would continue with each major section. Finally, the last thing I'll just say is there's an oldies question here. Okay, this is just for the oldies. And I'm asking, where does Pink go outside the typical phrases for pop music? All right, so most of the time, this music is written in 4 or 8 bar phrases. That's a 4-bar phrase. Okay, this section is 8 bars. All right, the next section is also 8 bars. But there's one place where, or there's actually a couple places where Pink changes that, and see if you can notice it.